Hey mom, today reminded me of just how powerful the compound effect really is. During math, I asked one of my students how he knew the problem on the board was an addition equation. He looked at the word problem, read it carefully, and then began explaining his reasoning out loud in a full, complex sentence. It wasn't smooth. He stumbled over the words, hesitated mid-thought, and for a second I could see him wanting to give up. But with a little encouragement, he pushed through and finished what he started. And to me, that was a breakthrough. When he finished, I felt a wave of pride. Not because the sentence was perfect, but because it represented something so much bigger than just answering a math question. At first glance, it may not seem like much. Most of my students can already manage the basics. Simple requests and short familiar phrases like "Can I go to the toilet?" and "I want to watch cartoons." Short automatic responses that don't take much thought. But today was different. This wasn't a memorized phrase. This was him reading a problem, processing it, thinking through the logic, and then expressing that logic in English. That leap from repeating to creating, from memorizing to reasoning, is massive. And that's the thing about growth. It doesn't happen all at once. It rarely comes in dramatic leaps. More often, it's invisible, quietly compounding in the background. Every vocabulary drill, every sentence we practiced, every correction I made, every word of encouragement. On their own, they look like nothing. But together, stacked day after day, they create moments like this. This feels especially meaningful now, when so much of the world is talking about literacy rates dropping and fewer people reading and writing the way they used to. To see my students not only learning to read words on a page, but also learning to use those words to explain their own thoughts, it gives me hope.
Nitam says this is an addition equation. Thailand, how does she know?
If say how many no, if say how many trees are there are together.
Yes, when it says how many are all together, we know it's an addition equation. Class, 4 plus 3. Class, 4 plus 3. 7.
Change doesn't come in giant, obvious leaps. It comes slowly, through repetition and consistency, until one day it becomes visible in a way that you can't ignore. Finals week has a way of pulling these realizations into focus. These tests aren't just about grades or scores. They're markers of growth. They show me how far my students have come since the first day of class, when even the simplest sentences felt like climbing a mountain. Now, they're not just repeating. They're reasoning, creating, and applying what they've learned in ways I couldn't have imagined months ago. But the compound effect doesn't just shape them, it shapes me too. Their progress is also a reflection of my own persistence. My choice to show up every day, to be patient when things feel slow, and to trust that small, consistent actions matter. Teaching isn't about waiting for dramatic leaps. It's about embracing the quiet grind, knowing that those invisible efforts are always building towards something greater. I ate some stir-fried beef noodles with coconut water, and that was it for my day. Okay, love you. Bye.